Good morning, students. My name is Manoj Sharma and I am teaching science in 8th class. Today we will start the new chapter name is coal and petroleum. As you know that we live on earth, we survive on earth due to the various components provided by the nature. Nature is giving so many components to us. These components which is given by nature and used by us are called resources, and because these are provided by nature, so they are called as natural resources. Nature provided us many things like plants, animal as living natural sources. So air, water, soil, sunlight, minerals, rocks, metals, coal, petroleum, natural gas as non-living natural sources because they don't have life. So these all come under the category of natural resources. Natural resources can be classified into two main categories: renewable natural resources, non-renewable natural resources. First is renewable resources. As it is clear from the name, those resources which will never run out, or those that are replaced within a reasonable period of times through natural process are called renewable resources. We can get them again and again. For example, sunlight, air, water. There is never ending supply of these components. Other one is non-renewable resources. Once they are exhausted, once they are used, we cannot get them back after a reasonable period of time. For example, coal, petroleum, natural gas, minerals, forests, they took a long time to be formed, and once they are used, it's very difficult to get them back. Or topsoil, it cannot be last forever. What are fossils? The next topic is fossil are the remains of prehistoric plants and animals buried under the earth million years ago. Million years ago, they were buried under the earth, and then natural fuels are formed from the remain of these living organisms which were buried under the earth million of years ago are called fossil fuel. How fossil fuel were formed? The process of formation of fossil fuels begins with burial of dead plants and animals millions of years ago deep under the earth. Gradually, this buried organic matter got covered with the multiple layers of sediment like sand, mud carried with the air or water. So first they are buried under the soil, and then they are covered with the sand, mud which are carried by the air or water. Due to absence of air, bacteria, high pressure of sedimentary layers, the layers which are due to this sand, mud are called as sedimentary layers, and high temperature, these buried parts of remains of plants, animals converted into fossil fuel, for example coal, petroleum and natural gas. Now what is destructive distillation of coal? When we are heating coal in the absence of air, when we are doing strong heating of coal in the absence of air, strong heating means 1000 degrees Celsius, it's very high temperature. This is called destructive distillation of coal. You can see that we have a burner. With the help of a burner, we are heating the coal which is present in the test tube. When we are heating coal, this volatile matter which is present in the coal is removed. This volatile matter means which is made up of gaseous component like coal gas, okay, it will remove from the test tube, and this coal gas is combustible, and this coal gas is removed, and what is left behind is coke, and from this coal tar will come down, ammonia will come down, so they will dissolve in a water which is present in the test tube. So the main product of coal after heating, they are coal gas, coal tar, coke and ammonium compounds. The slow process by which dead plants buried deep under the earth have become coal. So you can say conversion of the dead plants into coal is called as carbonization. Coal is hard, black, combustible material. The material which can burn and produce heat is called combustible material or combustible mineral. Mainly consist of carbon and depend upon carbon content. Coal are of three types. So depending upon the percentage of carbon, there are three types of coal. The type of coal which has a maximum percentage of carbon is anthracite, 96%. Second is bituminous. Third is lignite. Now, next component of destructive distillation coal is coal gas. It is a gaseous fuel which is obtained by strong heating of coal in the absence of air during the processing of coal to get coke. It is a mixture of methane and hydrogen with some carbon monoxide. It is mainly used as fuel. Next component is coal tar. It is a thick liquid having an unpleasant smell. It is also obtained by heating coal in the absence of air. It is a mixture of more than 200 carbon compounds. For example, naphthalene, benzene, toluene, phenol. The product of coal tar are used to make synthetic fibers, drugs, perfumes, paints, pesticides, explosives, roofing material. Next component is coke. It's a rough and porous black solid substance, residue left after heating of coal in the absence of air. When we are heating coal, after heating coal, whatever the substance left behind is called as coke. It has 98% carbon. It means it's a good combustible material. It is used as fuel. It is used for extraction of metals like iron, zinc. It produces less smoke and more energy as compared to coal. That's why coal is converted to coke. How petroleum was formed? Petroleum is a dark color, thick crude oil found deep below the ground in certain area. The meaning of petroleum, it is made up of two words. Petra means rocks, oleum means oil. Petroleum was formed by decomposition of remain of tiny plants and animal buried under sea. You can say under sea, the plants are animal or their parts. They will just decompose, they will decay, and petroleum will be formed. The petroleum just trapped in between the different rocks, like impervious rocks, and converted into oil deposited. Petroleum is extracted by making a hole and then passing the pipes through earth crust. Before that, we have to do the survey. We cannot do the drilling everywhere. First of all, we do the survey. After doing the survey, then we get where the petroleum is. Then we will do the drilling in the earth crust. So, next is refining of petroleum. You can say refining means the crude petroleum is converted into different useful parts, different useful fractions is called refining. This will take place in oil refineries. The refining is done by a process called fractional distillation. What is a fractional distillation? It is a process in which we are heating the crude petroleum. We are heating the crude petroleum at 400 degrees Celsius or more than 400 degrees Celsius and getting the different components whose different boiling points into a different chambers. So different chambers which have a different boiling points have different number of carbon atoms. The carbon atom, less carbon atom is less boiling point, more carbon atom of a component means more boiling points. You can see this. So this is the crude oil. When it will pass through furnace, you can see this furnace temperature is 400 or more than 400. Then all the component will convert into vapors. Then this component will just enter into this crude oil. You can check. So first of all, this lubricating oils, when they will move, these vapors will move up in this refinery, they will convert into liquid. First lubricating oil will convert into liquid. It will just deposit in a chamber. Then fuel oil will convert into vapors to liquid. Then they will just store in another chamber. Then diesel, then paraffin, then naphtha, then gasoline means petrol. They will convert from vapors to liquid, and they can store in a different chamber. And below 25 degrees Celsius, they all are petroleum gases. And any component, any fraction of crude oil or petroleum which is not converted into liquid, they are bituminous, whose temperature is approximately more than 350 degrees Celsius. So various fraction of petroleum and their uses. Petroleum gas, it is used as fuel in homes and industry. It mainly consists of butane, that is 74%. Example, liquefied petroleum gas. Petrol, it is used as fuel in light motor vehicle like car, motorcycles. Kerosene, it is used as fuel in stoves and aeroplanes. Diesel, it is used as fuel in heavy vehicles, generators. Lubricating oil, it is used for lubrication in machines and engines. Paraffin wax, it is used for making candles, Vaseline, grease. Vaseline, you can see that kind of a cream which we are using in winters. Bitumen, it is used for road making. How natural gas was formed? It mainly consists of a gas methane 95% and small quantity of the other gases ethane and propane. Natural gas was formed by when the plants are or parts of plant, they will just decay or decompose by anaerobic bacteria which are present under the sea. Natural gas, when we compress the natural gas at high pressure, then it is called compressed natural gas or CNG. This mainly uses fuel, it is called clean fuel because it releases less amount of pollutant like carbon dioxide and water. It is also used as source of hydrogen gas needed to manufacture fertilizer. It is also used to make many other chemicals called petrochemicals. Now, preventing energy crisis. Our energy needs are increasing day by day as the population is increasing and technology is also getting advanced. So in near future, crisis can appear. So how can we avoid energy crisis? Means how we can prevent shortage of energy or energy crisis. First, not wasting energy, switching off lights, fans, etc. when not in use, using air coolers, air conditioners, room heater, geysers only when they are needed. When we don't need them, we should switch off them. Reducing the flame while cooking and when the water start boiling to save fuel. Energy efficient method. We should use LED, using public transport instead of private vehicles as much as possible, using pressure cooker for cooking, using efficient smokeless chulhas, reduce cooking time by soaking pulses for some time before cooking. Advantage. How energy crisis can give us advantage? It will delay how the different method we are using can give us advantage. It will delay the energy crisis. It will give our scientists more time to develop more efficient alternate sources of energy. So this was all about the chapter, you can say. It was a small lesson, so that's why I have completed in one video. So you have to see this video again and again and find out the question answer, like what is refining of petroleum, what is carbonization, what are the different components of petroleum, what's their boiling point, two type of natural sources, renewable, non-renewable, their difference, what is the use of natural gas, how it forms, use of coal, their components, CNG, natural gas, how energy crisis can be stopped, what is the advantage. So many questions are given, so find out the question answer. I will just send the question answer, and in every slide or every page there will be one or two questions. You can read them thoroughly, and on some of the pages only answers are given. So first I will just send a questions sheet, then I will send answer sheet in a PDF format. You can see it thoroughly, then you ask the questions in your doubt class. If anybody is having any doubt, you can ask in query class, only in the query class. Don't ask on Monday, you ask on Tuesday. First of all, you check, you see the video again and again and see all the question answers. If any doubt is there, you can ask on the query class on Tuesday. So this chapter is over. Write down all the question answers in your notebook. Thank you.